The holographic projection of Ambassador Zixnera filled the United Earth Council chamber, her translucent form towering over the assembled human leaders. Commander Elena Vega stood at attention, her eyes fixed on the alien diplomat's shimmering tentacles as they waved in barely contained agitation. The Celestial Accord has spoken. Zixnera's voice reverberated through the chamber. Earth will submit to our authority, relinquish control of its colonies, and integrate its military forces into our command structure. Failure to comply will result in unfortunate consequences. Elena's jaw clenched, but she maintained her composure. As Earth's highest-ranking military officer, she knew the weight of this moment. Humanity had only recently ventured beyond their solar system, establishing a handful of colonies on nearby habitable worlds. The discovery of faster-than-light travel had propelled them into a vast galactic community, but it had also exposed them to new threats. The Celestial Accord, a federation of advanced alien species, had initially welcomed humanity with open arms. But as Earth's influence grew and its technology advanced at an unprecedented rate, the Accord's attitude shifted from curiosity to wariness, and finally to outright hostility. Ambassador Zixnera. Elena stepped forward, her voice steady. Earth appreciates the Accord's concern. However, we must respectfully decline your offer. Humanity will remain free and independent. Murmurs rippled through the chamber as Zixnera's holographic eyes narrowed. Commander Vega, surely you understand the futility of resistance. The Accord's military might is unmatched in this sector of the galaxy. We had hoped to avoid conflict, but if Earth insists on this foolish path— We insist, Elena interrupted, her tone firm. Humanity has faced extinction-level threats before. Ambassador, we've survived ice ages, pandemics, and our own self-destructive tendencies. We will not bow to intimidation, no matter how technologically advanced the source. Zixnera's tentacles writhed in agitation. You have one standard galactic cycle to reconsider. After that, the Accord will take corrective action. The hologram flickered and vanished, leaving the chamber in tense silence. President Adama rose from her seat, her dark eyes scanning the room. Commander Vega, what are our odds? Elena took a deep breath. On paper, not good, Madam President. The Accord's fleet outnumbers ours 100 to 1. Their weapons technology is centuries ahead of our conventional arms. But, Adama pressed, sensing there was more. A slight smile tugged at Elena's lips. But they don't know about Project Prometheus. The chamber erupted in hushed whispers. Project Prometheus was Earth's best-kept secret, a revolutionary quantum technology that could potentially level the playing field against the Accord's vast fleets. Is it ready? Adama asked. Elena nodded. The final tests were completed last week. It's not just ready, Madam President. It's beyond anything the Accord could imagine. Adama's expression hardened with resolve. Then we have our answer. Humanity will not surrender. Commander Vega, you have full authority to prepare our defenses and to ready Project Prometheus for deployment. As the council members filed out, each bearing the weight of the coming conflict, Elena remained behind. She activated a secure holographic display, showcasing Earth's hidden fleet, ships equipped with technology that defied conventional physics. They think they know what humanity is capable of, Elena murmured to herself. They have no idea what's coming. As the holographic ships danced before her eyes, Elena began formulating the strategy that would decide the fate of not just Earth, but the entire galaxy. The Celestial Accord had made their move. Now, it was humanity's turn to show the stars what they were truly capable of. Commander Elena Vega stood before a gathering of Earth's top military strategists in the heart of the Prometheus complex, a sprawling underground facility hidden beneath the Mariana Trench. The room hummed with a mix of anticipation and trepidation as holographic displays flickered to life, revealing the fruits of humanity's clandestine labors. Ladies and gentlemen, Elena began, her voice cutting through the low murmur of conversation. What you're about to see represents the culmination of decades of research and development. Project Prometheus isn't just a weapon. It's a complete paradigm shift in warfare. With a gesture, she brought up a detailed schematic of Earth's new flagship, the ESS Nighthawk. Unlike the bulky, utilitarian designs of their conventional fleet, the Nighthawk was sleek and predatory, its hull composed of a material that seemed to drink in light. The Nighthawk, and the fleet we built around it, operates on principles that the Celestial Accord believes to be impossible. Elena continued. Our quantum entanglement drive allows for instantaneous travel across vast distances without the need for traditional FTL engines or jump points. We can strike anywhere, at any time, without warning. Admiral Chen, a veteran of Earth's early space conflicts, leaned forward. And our defenses? Elena nodded, bringing up another display. The adaptive shield matrix is unlike anything we've ever developed. It doesn't just absorb or deflect energy. It predicts incoming attacks and counters them before they can even reach the ship. In simulations, it's proven effective against every known weapon in the Accord's arsenal. Murmurs of approval rippled through the room, but General Okafor raised a hand. Impressive, Commander, but the Accord still outnumbers us significantly. How do we overcome that advantage? A grim smile played across Elena's lips. With this, she brought up a final display, showing what appeared to be a swirling cloud of metallic dust. Nanoswarm weaponry. Each particle is a microscopic robot, capable of disassembling matter at the molecular level. A single canister can reduce an Accord dreadnought to its component atoms in minutes. The room fell silent as the implications sank in. Earth had not just evened the odds, they had changed the nature of the game entirely. There's more, Elena continued. All of this is coordinated by AITS, an AI tactical system that can outthink and outmaneuver even the most brilliant Accord strategists. It learns, adapts, and evolves in real time during combat. For a moment, no one spoke. Then, slowly, Admiral Chen rose to his feet. Commander Vega, I've seen a lot in my years of service, but this is beyond anything I could have imagined. With this technology, we might actually stand a chance. Elena nodded, her expression solemn. More than a chance, Admiral. But we need to be smart about this. The Accord doesn't know what we're capable of, and that surprise is our greatest asset. We'll need to strike hard and fast, targeting their key installations and supply lines before they can bring their full might to bear. As the strategists began to discuss potential targets and battle plans, Elena felt a weight lift from her shoulders. For the first time since the Accord's Ultimatum, she allowed herself to feel a glimmer of hope. Humanity had always thrived in the face of adversity, and now, with Project Prometheus, they had the tools to forge their own destiny among the stars. The next few days would be crucial. As the Accord's deadline approached, Earth would make its preparations in secret, and when the time came, they would show the galaxy that humanity was not to be underestimated. Elena looked out at the determined faces of Earth's finest military minds and knew that the coming conflict would reshape the very fabric of galactic society. The Celestial Accord had sown the wind with their ultimatum. Now, they would reap the whirlwind. The ESS Nighthawk sliced through the void of space, its quantum-entangled particles dancing in perfect harmony as it approached the Accord's primary fuel depot in the Centauri sector. Commander Elena Vega stood on the bridge, her eyes fixed on the holographic display showing their target, a massive space station surrounded by a defensive fleet that would have given Earth's entire armada pause just weeks ago. Now it was about to become the first demonstration of humanity's newfound power. All systems are go, Commander. Lieutenant Sarah Chen reported from her station. QED is stable, ASM is at full capacity, and nanoswarm canisters are primed for deployment. Elena nodded, her voice steady as she addressed the crew. Remember your training. The Accord has no idea what's about to hit them. Let's make this quick and clean. With a thought, she activated the neural link to AITS, the AI tactical system that would coordinate their attack. In her mind's eye, she saw the battle unfold in countless simulations, each one ending in Earth's victory. "Initiate Phase 1, Elena ordered. The Nighthawk blinked out of existence, reappearing instantaneously amidst the Accord fleet. Before the alien ships could even register the intrusion, the Earth vessel unleashed a barrage of conventional weapons fire, targeting communication arrays and sensor nodes. Chaos erupted as Accord commanders scrambled to respond to the sudden assault. Their return fire was intense but futile, dissipating harmlessly against the Nighthawk's adaptive shield matrix. "Phase 2, Elena commanded, her voice cold and determined. Hatches along the Nighthawk's hull arised open, releasing a cloud of glittering particles into space. The nanoswarm spread rapidly, engulfing the nearest Accord ships. Elena watched dispassionately as the mighty alien vessels began to disintegrate, their hulls turning to dust as the microscopic robots tore through metal and circuitry alike. Panic spread through the Accord fleet as ship after ship succumbed to the invisible threat. Those that attempted to flee found their engines mysteriously failing, sabotaged by nanoswarms that had infiltrated their systems. "Status report," Elena demanded, even as AITs fed a constant stream of tactical updates directly into her mind. 15 Accord ships neutralized, Sarah reported, her voice tinged with awe. "The fuel depot's defenses are offline. We've suffered no damage, and nanoswarm reserves are at 82%. Elena allowed herself a grim smile. "Proceed to Phase 3. Prepare boarding parties." As the last of the defensive fleet crumbled, the Nighthawk approached the massive fuel depot. Quantum entanglement drives flared to life once more, depositing teams of Earth Marines directly into the station's command center and critical systems junctures. The few Accord personnel who attempted to resist were swiftly subdued. Most, however, surrendered immediately, their will to fight evaporating in the face of technology they couldn't comprehend. Within 20 minutes of the Nighthawk's initial appearance, the entire Centauri fuel depot, an installation that supplied a quarter of the Accord fleet's energy needs, was under Earth control. Elena opened a channel to Earth Command. "Nighthawk to base. Operation Thunderclap is a success. The Centauri depot is ours." President Adama's voice came through, tight with tension, but unmistakably triumphant. "Excellent work, Commander. What are our losses?" "0 casualties, Madam President. The Prometheus tech performed beyond our highest expectations." There was a moment of stunned silence before Adama spoke again. "That's remarkable, Commander. But we can't celebrate yet. The other strike teams." Elena glanced at the tactical display, where similar scenarios were playing out across Accord space. "All reporting success, ma'am. We've taken out their primary shipyards in the Orient sector, their command and control node in the Perseus arm, and their main AI research facility in the Cygnus region." "My God," Adama breathed. "We've crippled their war machine in a single day." Elena's expression hardened. "Yes, Mom. But the Accord's main fleet is still intact. They'll be coming for us now, and they'll be angry." "Understood, Commander. Prepare for Phase 2 of the operation. It's time to show the Accord that we're not just fighting for survival, we're fighting for our place in the galaxy." As the communication ended, Elena turned to her crew. The bridge of the Nighthawk was silent, each officer processing the magnitude of what they had just accomplished. "You've all done Earth proud today," Elena said, her voice carrying to every corner of the ship. "But this was just the beginning. The real war starts now. The Accord thought they could bully us into submission. Instead, we've knocked them back on their heels. Now we press our advantage." As the Nighthawk prepared to jump to its next target, Elena felt a mix of pride and trepidation. They had struck a mighty blow against the Celestial Accord, but she knew the Alien Federation would not take this lying down. The galaxy was about to erupt into a conflict unlike any it had ever seen. And humanity, once dismissed as primitive upstarts, would be at the center of it all. The vast emptiness of space erupted into chaos as the full might of the celestial accord descended upon humanity's fledgling colonies. Thousands of alien warships dropped out of faster-than-light travel, their weapons already charged and targeting Earth's defensive positions. Commander Elena Vega stood aboard the orbital command station above New Terra, Earth's most populous off-world colony. Holographic displays flickered around her, each one showcasing a different theater of the ongoing battle. "Status report," she barked, her eyes darting from one tactical readout to another. Colonel Javier Rodriguez, her second-in-command, responded grimly. "It's not good, Commander. The Accord has deployed over 10,000 ships across our territories. They're hitting everything: colonies, outposts, mining operations. Our forces are outnumbered at least 20-1 in most sectors." Elena's jaw clenched. The Accord's response to Earth's surprise attacks had been swift and brutal. Within days of losing their key installations, the Alien Federation had mobilized its entire war machine. Now, less than a week after humanity's initial victory, they were facing an onslaught that threatened to overwhelm them. "What about Project Prometheus? Are our advanced ships making a difference?" Elena asked, though she already feared the answer. Rodriguez nodded, but his expression remained grim. "The Prometheus-equipped ships are performing admirably. The ESS Nighthawk alone has taken out over 100 Accord vessels, but there are simply too many of them. For every ship we destroy, they seem to have 10 more ready to take its place." A proximity alarm blared, and Elena's attention snapped to the tactical display of New Terra. A massive Accord dreadnought, easily 10 times the size of Earth's largest vessel, had broken through the outer defenses and was approaching the planet. "Divert all available Prometheus ships to New Terra," Elena ordered. "We cannot lose this colony." As she watched, a squadron of Earth's most advanced warships, led by the Nighthawk, engaged the Accord dreadnought. The battle that ensued was unlike anything in human history. Earth vessels blinked in and out of existence, using their quantum drives to attack from impossible angles. Nanoswarm weapons ate through the dreadnought's hull, while adaptive shields flickered and pulsed, repelling the alien vessel's devastating energy weapons. But for every blow they landed, the Accord ship seemed to have a countermeasure. Its hull, apparently made of some self-repairing material, closed the gaps left by the nanoswarms. Its weapons, more varied and powerful than anything they'd encountered before, began to overwhelm even the adaptive shields. "Commander," Rodriguez called out, his voice tight with tension, "we're receiving distress calls from multiple sectors. Proxima Centauri's orbital defenses have been breached. The Jupiter shipyards are under heavy assault, and we've lost contact with the Epsilon Eridani colony entirely." Elena felt a cold weight settle in her stomach. They had underestimated the Accord's ability to adapt, to bring overwhelming force to bear. Humanity's technological edge, so decisive in the opening stages of the war, was being steadily eroded by the aliens' sheer numbers and resourcefulness. "Madam Commander," a young lieutenant called out, her voice trembling slightly, "we're receiving a transmission from the Accord flagship. They're demanding our immediate and unconditional surrender." For a moment, the command center fell silent. All eyes turned to Elena, waiting for her response. She stared at the tactical displays, at the sea of red indicators showing Accord ships swarming through human-controlled space. They were losing, not just the battle, but the war. But as she opened her mouth to speak, a new alert flashed across the main screen. Elena's eyes widened as she read the message, a spark of hope reigniting in her chest. "Belay that surrender order," she said, her voice ringing with renewed determination, "and get me a secure line to Earth Command. It's time to deploy the quantum gambit." As her officers scrambled to comply, Elena allowed herself a grim smile. The Accord thought they had humanity on the ropes, but they were about to learn that Earth had one more ace up its sleeve. The true power of Project Prometheus was about to be unveiled, and with it, the course of the war and the fate of the galaxy would change forever. The coming hours would determine whether humanity would fall to the Accord's might or rise to claim its place among the stars. And Elena Vega, standing firm amidst the chaos of battle, was ready to lead that charge, no matter the cost. Commander Elena Vega stood at the heart of Earth's most secure facility, deep beneath the surface of Antarctica. Around her, banks of quantum computers hummed with barely contained power, their processors manipulating the very fabric of reality. Quantum Gambit is online, Commander. Dr. Aisha Patel, the lead scientist of Project Prometheus, announced. Her voice was steady, but Elena could see the mixture of excitement and trepidation in her eyes. "We're ready to deploy on your command." Elena took a deep breath, acutely aware of the weight of this moment. The quantum gambit was humanity's ultimate weapon, the culmination of decades of research into the deepest mysteries of quantum physics. It was also their last hope against the overwhelming might of the Celestial Accord. "Begin the sequence," Elena ordered, her voice echoing through the control room. Dr. Patel nodded, her fingers flying over holographic controls. "Initiating quantum fold generator, probability wave manipulator coming online. Entanglement network, synchronized." The air itself seemed to thrum with energy as the quantum gambit sprang to life. On the main display, a real-time map of the galaxy showed Earth and its colonies surrounded by the encroaching Accord fleets. As they watched, shimmering barriers of distorted space-time began to form around key human positions. "QFG functioning at 100% capacity," one of the technicians reported. "Spatial folds are stable and expanding." Elena allowed herself a small smile. The first phase of the gambit was working perfectly. The Accord ships, no matter how advanced, would find themselves unable to reach Earth's protected assets. It was like trying to sail across an ocean that constantly folded away from you. "PWM is operational," another scientist called out, "beginning targeted probability shifts." This was where things got truly strange. The probability wave manipulator was designed to alter the quantum states of targeted areas, essentially changing the likelihood of specific outcomes. On the tactical display, Elena watched as entire squadrons of Accord ships suddenly found their weapons misfiring, their navigation systems failing, their very atoms seeming to conspire against them. "Entanglement network is fully active," Dr. Patel announced. "All Prometheus-equipped ships are now linked." With this final piece in place, Earth's forces could now coordinate their actions instantly across vast distances, outmaneuvering the Accord at every turn. The effect on the battle was immediate and dramatic. Accord ships that had been on the verge of breakthrough found themselves repelled by impenetrable barriers of warped space. Whole battle groups were thrown into disarray as probability itself turned against them. And through it all, Earth's forces struck with perfect coordination, their actions guided by the omniscient view provided by the entanglement network. "It's working," Elena breathed, watching as the tide of battle shifted before her eyes. "We're actually pushing them back." But even as hope surged through her, a new alert flashed across the screens. Dr. Patel's expression tightened as she analyzed the incoming data. "Commander, we have a problem," she said urgently. "The quantum gambit is consuming energy at a rate far beyond our projections. At this pace, we have less than an hour before total system failure." Elena's mind raced. An hour might be enough to rout the Accord fleet, but what then? Once the gambit failed, they would be vulnerable again, and the Accord would surely regroup for another assault. "Can we stabilize it?" Elena asked, already knowing the answer. Dr. Patel shook her head. "Not with our current understanding. The quantum instabilities are growing exponentially. If we don't shut it down in a controlled manner, the consequences could be catastrophic." Elena closed her eyes for a moment, weighing their options. They had turned the tide, but victory was still far from assured. And now, the very weapon that had saved them threatened to become their undoing. "All right," she said finally, her voice firm with resolve. "We make this hour count. Push the gambit to its limits. Drive the Accord back as far as we can. And then we find another way." As the orders went out, and the battle raged across the stars, Elena Vega prepared herself for the challenges ahead. The quantum gambit had given them a chance, but the war was far from over. Humanity had proven its ingenuity and resilience once again, but their greatest test was still to come. The quantum gambit's effects rippled across the galaxy, its impossible energies twisting the very fabric of space-time. As the hour of its operation ticked away, Commander Elena Vega watched the tactical displays with a mixture of awe and trepidation. The Accord fleets were in disarray, their mighty armadas scattered and broken by forces they couldn't comprehend. But even as Earth celebrated this momentary victory, Elena knew the reprieve was temporary. The Gambit's power was fading, and with it, humanity's shield against the Accord's wrath. Quantum Gambit reaching critical instability, Dr. Patil announced, her voice tight with tension. "We need to initiate shutdown procedures now, Commander." Elena nodded grimly. "Do it, and may whatever gods are out there have mercy on us all." As the Gambit's energies began to dissipate, a new alert blared through the command center. Colonel Rodriguez's eyes widened as he interpreted the incoming data. "Commander, we're detecting massive energy signatures at the edge of the Sol system. Multiple ships dropping out of FTL. But they're not Accord designs." Elena's heart raced. Had the Gambit's effects drawn the attention of some other cosmic power? Were they about to face a new threat on top of the Accord? The main display flickered, and a transmission cut through their communications channels. The being that appeared was unlike anything Elena had ever seen, a shimmering, multi-limbed creature that seemed to shift and change even as it spoke. "People of Earth," the alien's voice resonated in their minds rather than their ears. "I am Zarthol of the Collective. We have watched your struggle against the Accord with great interest. Your quantum gambit has opened our eyes to your potential. We come now to offer our aid." For a moment, the command center was silent, everyone too stunned to speak. Elena found her voice first. "Zarthol of the Collective, we appreciate your offer. But why would you help us?" The alien's form rippled, a gesture Elena interpreted as amusement. "The Accord has long claimed dominion over this sector of the galaxy, stifling growth and innovation. Your species has shown a creativity and resilience that we haven't seen in millennia. We believe you may be the key to breaking the Accord's stranglehold on galactic affairs." As Zarthol spoke, more ships appeared on their sensors, vessels of designs so varied and strange that they defied easy categorization. The Collective, it seemed, was not one species but many, united in their desire to challenge the Accord's supremacy. "We bring not just our ships and weapons," Zarthol continued, "but knowledge. Your quantum gambit was impressive, but unstable. We can help you refine it, make it sustainable. Together, we can forge a new future for the galaxy." Elena exchanged glances with her officers, reading the hope and wariness in their eyes. This was an unprecedented opportunity, but also a risk. Could they trust these aliens, or were they trading one potential overlord for another? "Your offer is generous," Elena said carefully, "but we've learned to be cautious. How can we be sure your intentions are what you claim?" Zarthol's form shimmered again. "A wise question, Commander. We offer this as a gesture of good faith." A stream of data flooded Earth's systems, schematics for advanced shield technology, more efficient energy generation methods, and most critically, refinements to the quantum gambit that could extend its operation indefinitely. Dr. Patel, already analyzing the data, looked up in awe. "Commander, this is revolutionary. With this, we could not only stand against the Accord, but push them back for good." Elena felt the weight of the moment pressing down on her. The decision she made now would shape not just Earth's future, but potentially that of the entire galaxy. She thought of all those who had fallen in the war against the Accord, of the colonies struggling to rebuild, of the hope that had nearly been extinguished. "Zarthol of the Collective," she said, her voice steady and clear. "On behalf of Earth and its colonies, we accept your offer of alliance. Together, we'll show the Accord that the age of their unchallenged rule is over." As the words left her mouth, Alina felt a shift in the air, as if the universe itself was acknowledging this pivotal moment. The war against the Celestial Accord was entering a new phase, and humanity, once dismissed as insignificant, now stood at the center of a galactic revolution. "Prepare for integrated operations with the collective," Alina ordered her staff, "and get me a secure line to Earth's government. They need to know that everything has changed." As her crew sprang into action, Alina allowed herself a small smile. The road ahead would be challenging, but for the first time since the war began, the future looked bright. Humanity had not just found allies. They had ignited a spark of hope that would soon blaze across the stars. The combined fleets of Earth and the collective hung in space, a dazzling array of ships that represented the hopes of countless species. At their center, the ESS Nighthawk, now equipped with refined quantum gambit technology, prepared to lead the final assault on the Accord's capital world. Commander Elena Vega stood on the bridge, her posture rigid with determination. The past months had been a whirlwind of battles, diplomacy, and technological leaps. The alliance with the collective had transformed the war, turning what seemed like certain defeat into a fighting chance. "All ships report ready," Commander Colonel Rodriguez announced. "The collective's forces are in position. Earth's colonies are secure. We await your order." Elena nodded, her eyes fixed on the swirling, gaseous planet ahead. Accord Prime, the heart of the empire that had sought to subjugate humanity. "Begin the operation," she commanded. As one, the Allied fleet surged forward. The Accord's defenses, formidable as they were, found themselves outmatched by the combined might and ingenuity of Earth and the collective. Quantum-shifted missiles phased through shields. Probability waves caused Accord weapons to backfire, and ships equipped with collective tech danced through the enemy formations with impossible grace. On the surface of Accord Prime, the ruling council watched in disbelief as their impregnable world was breached. Nanoswarm pods rained down, disabling defense grids and communication networks. Quantum fold generators created corridors of warped space, allowing ground forces to deploy directly into key facilities. The battle raged for hours, but the outcome was never truly in doubt. The Accord, so long accustomed to absolute dominance, found itself outmaneuvered and overwhelmed at every turn. Finally, as the Allied forces converged on the council chambers, the unthinkable happened. The Accord surrendered. Elena, leading a joint team of human and collective representatives, strode into the grand hall where the Accord's leaders awaited. The aliens, once so arrogant in their power, now seemed small and diminished. "You have won," the Accord Prime Speaker said, its voice a mixture of bitterness and resignation. "What are your terms?" Elena exchanged glances with Zarthal, who had insisted on being part of this historic moment. They had discussed this at length, knowing that the decisions made here would shape the future of the galaxy for generations to come. "The Celestial Accord, as it has existed, is dissolved," Elena declared. "In its place, we propose a new galactic federation, one built on cooperation and mutual respect, not domination and fear." She outlined the plan they had crafted, a council where all species, including former Accord members, would have equal representation. Technology and resources would be shared, with safeguards to prevent any one group from gaining too much power. The quantum gambit and other advanced technologies would be carefully regulated, used for the benefit of all rather than as weapons of war. "This is your chance," Elena continued, her voice echoing through the chamber, "to be part of something greater, to help build a galaxy where innovation and diversity are celebrated, not suppressed." The Accord leaders conferred among themselves, their expressions a mix of shock, relief, and cautious hope. Finally, the Prime Speaker stepped forward. "We accept your terms," it said, "and we offer our sincere apologies for the harm we have caused. We see now that our way was flawed. Perhaps together, we can forge a better path." As the details of the surrender and the new galactic structure were hammered out, Elena found a quiet moment to stand by a window overlooking the vast cityscape of Accord Prime. Zarthol joined her, its shimmering form reflecting the planet's ethereal light. "You've done something remarkable, Commander Vega," the alien said. "In a few short years, your species has reshaped the very foundations of galactic society." Elena smiled softly. "We had help, and a lot of luck." "Perhaps," Zarthol mused, "or perhaps this was always your destiny, to be the catalyst that would bring about a new age of cooperation and progress." As they spoke, reports flooded in from across the galaxy. Former Accord subject worlds celebrating their newfound freedom, collective scientists eager to share their knowledge with other species, and from Earth, messages of pride and hope for the future. The war was over, but Elena knew their work was just beginning. Building this new galactic order would be a challenge unlike any humanity had faced before. But as she looked out at the stars, now filled with possibility rather than threat, she felt ready for whatever lay ahead. "Well," she said, straightening her uniform, "shall we go make history?" Together, the human commander and the alien envoy turned back to the council chambers, ready to take the first steps into a new era of galactic peace and cooperation.